Let's see. Oh, here we go. Boom. All right, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. Hello, everyone. What is going on? It is officially game week. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the Daily Crow. Again, we've already been doing these in last week, but I kind of feel like this is the official start of it, this daily Q&A thing. Now we're officially at game week. We have actual football on the football field to talk about, which obviously fires me up. I know it fires you guys up. Taking all your questions, comments. If you guys want to call on the number, 843-790-3377, voicing your questions, comments, whatever it may be. You want to talk Colin Hill, you want to talk Tennessee, anything specifically, whatever it is. Very, very excited for game week. Very excited for you guys to be joining me today again. The Daily Crow. We're officially starting. Again, we talked a lot about it last week. We did a couple test streams, whatever. Officially getting it going 12-1, Monday through Friday, all season long. Again, this is going to be a great interactive platform for you guys, really just to ask questions, comments, whatever it may be. Kind of a play off what I try to do at Rowdy Rooster Radio, but just genuinely hated the platform. Quality wasn't that great. The pricing was absurd for what you get, to be honest. So figure, why don't we just bring it to this platform? Really like this streaming platform I'm on now. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. So if this is your first time tuning in, just kind of give you guys an idea of what is going on. But yeah, happy Monday. It's game week. It is game week. I'm very, very excited. And it certainly feels like game week for me. You guys ought to see my schedule. It is insane, to be honest with you. We've got interviews out the ass. We've got events going on. We've got daily podcasts are back. We've got the Daily Crow now. So I'm definitely not complaining. Very excited. It means game week is here. And hey, for a while, I wasn't sure if we were going to get game weeks. So the fact that we are having this conversation, the fact that we're looking forward to a game this Saturday just makes me giddy. It makes me giddy, honestly. So appreciate you guys tuning in again. 843-790-3377. If you do want to call in, and if I miss your call, if you want to leave a voicemail, if you want to text into that number, if you for some reason don't want to comment here, whatever you want to do, you can do that. So very, very excited. Appreciate you guys tuning in again. We'll roll and get into these questions. Wendy Wilkins asks, how good is our defense? I think this defense can be really, really good. Again, you're going to get an immediate test Saturday. I want to see this defense ball out Saturday. You know, Tennessee, not a juggernaut or anything offensively. I know they really worked you last year, which was extremely disappointing. Obviously, things got out of hand in the second half, but I'm excited to see what this defense brings to the table Saturday. You know what I mean? You've got the talent. I mean, you've got talent at all three levels. We know about the defensive backs. I think the linebackers are as good as they've been in a while. And then your front seven, your defensive line, if Zach Pickens can fill in that role, I think it's going to be just as good as your D-line was last year, if not better. And depth-wise, you have plenty of depth on that side of the ball. So I've talked about it all offseason. This has got to be the year that Will Muschamp's defense goes from being an average unit to an above average to maybe even an elite unit. I mean, this needs to be a top 3, 4, 5 of the SEC, at least top half of the conference. It all starts on Saturday. Again, Tennessee's got some weapons, but you're not facing an offensive juggernaut. I'll be really interested to see. And again, I think one of the keys to the game, which I'll talk about later this week, is getting pressure on Jarrett Garantano, getting in his face, making him make bad decisions because, you know, with all due respect to Jake Bentley, I mean, I know some people get upset, but he reminds me a lot of Jake Bentley in the sense that he's going to be good for one or two throws in this game that make you go, what is he thinking? You got to be able to take advantage of that if you're South Carolina, because, I mean, turnovers in this game is going to be everything, I feel like, for South Carolina to get the win. So I'm excited. Our defense is solid. They need to take that next step. Will the new offensive scheme help as far as not putting them in bad positions, not gassing them? Obviously, again, we all know how bad the offense was last year, and you're running that hurry up, and it put the defense in some terrible, terrible positions. So I'm expecting a major jump from this defense this season for sure. You have to have it. I think you're going to have to lean on your defense to win you some ball games this year. Trip Roche, do you think Tennessee will have a better defense or offense I'm going to say defensively, they're going to have a better defense. I still think they have question marks at quarterback, even on the offensive side of the ball. Who's going to contribute for them? Defensively, they are a pretty solid group, though. So I think defensively, especially with Jeremy Pruitt, too, being a defensive-minded head coach, I think they'll be better. At least their strengths will lie on defense for that team. Somebody texted in, do you think Colin can get the job done, and do you think we should have a quarterback that can scramble if needed? I think Colin can certainly get the job done. I definitely think so. I talked about this on the podcast, obviously, because, of course, the news dropped after the show dropped last week on Thursday, but I 110% think Colin can get the job done. I really, really do. But, you all know, and your second part of your question, do you think we should have a quarterback that can scramble if needed? I am someone that thinks in big-time college football to win championships, you need a dual-threat guy. Like, you need a guy that can at least move a little bit. I mean, you think about Trevor Lawrence. Again, I always hate to reference Clemson, but think about Trevor Lawrence. Would anybody call him a dual threat? I know I certainly wouldn't, but the guy can move. The guy can scoot. And it just makes such a difference. It makes such an impact for your offense when you have a guy that can stretch out plays, that can, on 3rd and 7, he can run for 8 yards, he can take what the defense gives him. It's just a whole other dynamic. It's defenses are too good. I've said this before. Defenses are too good to try to win games 10-11. And that's basically what you're doing when you have a quarterback that you say all he can do is drop back 3-5 steps and throw the football. That's all he can do. He can't run. You're playing 10-11 at that point, especially for a team like South Carolina in the long run to win championships. You just don't have the talent on the roster right now offensively to play that kind of football. So I think long-term, yes, you need a dual-threat quarterback if South Carolina is going to get back to consistently competing for the SEC East and maybe the SEC title. But can they win? Can South Carolina get to 5-5 with Colin Hill? Yes, they can. I think they can for sure. Rob Smith, hope you're well as well, man. Appreciate it. Everybody appreciate you guys tuning in. Colin Wallace, can we all agree Colin Hill should be Garcia's little brother? LOL. The hair, the beard, dude's immaculate. It's hilarious. I don't know what's going on, why he looks so much like him, but yeah. Michael Harmon, how do you think Colin Hill will do the first football game? I am expecting Saturday a very efficient offense, an offense that's not going to wow you. We're not going to be what must-watch TV. And I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I hope Colin Hill throws for 350, but I don't expect us to be must-watch TV. I don't expect us to wow you in any way, but I expect the offense to be very efficient. I expect it to look like a guy who is a veteran, who has been in Mike Bobo's scheme and Mike Bobo's system. I expect that from the offense. How much will they score? How well will he do? That's kind of yet to be determined. This is his first SEC game. Who knows what you're going to get out of him? But I think the offense will play with efficiency for sure. I mean, he's going to look like the veteran out there, I think. Creighton USC, what's up, man? What are you looking for from Dak? Well, he's going to play wide receiver. I think that's pretty much a given that he is going to play wide receiver. I just want to see him on the field. And that's really all it comes down to. He's too good of an athlete not to have the football touch his hands. I want to see him on the field, whether it's in like the little bubble screens, whether you're just going to play him at true wide receiver, but whether you want to do like bubble screens, you want to get him in wildcat, you want to get speed sweeps, you want to get creative. He's a guy, man, I think you'd probably agree, he needs to get 5-6 touches a game minimum. He needs to touch the football. He's too good of an athlete. And for an offense that is looking for athletes, this is an offense that needs all the athletes it can get. Dak Joyner should see the field in some capacity. Get creative with him. Again, I'd love to see him in some sort of wildcat package. I really, really would. Throw the defense off. Do whatever you got to do to score points. So I'm just looking for Dak to get on the field because I think if he gets on the field and gets the ball in his hands, the production's going to take care of itself. Tim Krim, my score predictions for South Carolina, Tennessee. I had 23-17 in the offseason, Tennessee. I will give my official predictions Friday for the Friday show. That will be the Friday podcast, and I'll have it all over social media. Friday, I'm going to give my official score prediction for the game, though. Trey ZMG, who scores the first touchdown for the Gamecocks? It's a good question. That's really tough. I'm going to go Kevin Harris. Screw it. We'll go Kevin Harris. Travis Young, will Doty play the Wildcat? Again, it'd be interesting. Kind of another Dak Joyner situation. I think you're going to see Doty play a lot of true wide receiver, though. But, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Get the athletes on the field. That is the biggest thing. Wendy Wilkins, how many fans? Oh, God, the comments are jumping around. How many fans total are allowed in the stadium? 20,000 right now. It's like right at 20,000. Stephen Phillips, if the 2012 Gamecock team played today's Clemson team, who would win? That's tough. That's really tough because that 2012 team was nasty. Really close game, coin flip game. You guys, you follow me, though, because I'm genuinely honest. I'd probably go with Clemson. Clemson's just on that team, that Clemson team. is on another level. I mean, great game, though. I think it'd be a great game, but man, that Clemson team's on another level. Matt Collins, is Hilinski healthy? Yes, as far as we know, he's 110% ready to go. Chris Cotton, do you think Brooks will get the waiver? Also, we've heard who the starting running back is going to be, or have we heard? I don't think Jalen Brooks will get the waiver because we're terrible with the NCAA. Honestly, it's nothing to do. Excuse me, it's nothing to do with Jalen Brooks. We just suck with the NCAA for whatever reason, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's Tanner. I don't know if it's Muschamp. I don't know if whatever, but I highly doubt he gets the waiver. I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong, but I highly doubt that he gets the waiver. Also, have you heard who the starting running back is going to be? Right now, it sounds like it is going to be Kevin Harris. I would say Kevin Harris, Deshaun Fenwick are your 1-2. Let's see. SEC football 2. What's up, my man? How's it going? I'm very excited for game week as well, for sure. Jacob, how much do you think we'll see Luke Doty on Saturday? I think we'll see him a fair amount, dude. I think he's in your top 5 wide receivers. I really do. I think he is in your top 5 wideouts because right now I would say it's Shi Smith, Xavier Legette. Let's not include Jalen Brooks, okay? I don't think he's going to get the waiver. Shi Smith, Xavier Legette, your top 2. Rico Powers, Jakari Caldwell, and I think Luke Doty. Either Doty or Dak Joyner. So I think you're going to see him a lot, honestly. Matt Collins, yeah, it sounds like Kevin Harris is going to get the start for sure. Jason Scott Skelton, where are you watching the game? This is a great question. So I will be announcing that probably either Tuesday or Wednesday. We're either going to do it at Overtime Bar and Grill, which is my new sponsor that we're actually throwing an event there tonight. So if you're in town, come by. We're either going to do it there or we're going to do it somewhere else in the Vista. I've got to iron out those details tonight when I go meet with them tonight for the event. So I'm not going to be in the stadium. I will, if anybody's tailgating Saturday, I'm going to try to walk around and get some video and interact with some fans. So let me know if you're tailgating, but I will not be in the stadium. I'm going to be throwing a watch party somewhere. Just stay tuned for that information, but that's what's going to be happening. Creighton USC, more sacks or offensive touchdowns for USC? I'm going sacks. 100%. Trip Roche, what game are you thinking about going to? I'm not 110% sure. That is really just going to be on a week-by-week basis, to be totally honest with you. So, Jonathan Lee, J.C. Horn pick 6 will be the first score of the season. I would love that. From your lips to God's ears, I would love that. Anderson _ Clem 13. Josh Vann, haven't heard his name at all. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's your guess is as good as mine, man. I don't know what has happened in the development of Josh Vann. I say the same thing about Ortre Smith. Different for Ortre, obviously, because he's dealt with injuries, but I don't know. It's really tough, for me to say. It's really tough for me to say what's happened to Josh Vann, but maybe we'll see him on the field. But it just sounds like he's been surpassed on the depth chart at this point. Keith Craig, not get a waiver at all, or just for this weekend? I don't know. I mean, I doubt he'll get a waiver, man. I really don't. I have no clue, though. We have no idea when it comes to NCAA, but we have never been good with the NCAA, so I'm not holding my breath necessarily. WB Prothman, hey, bro, who's going to be punt returner? It sounds like J.C. Horn right now. Either J.C. or Jammy, I think, will be punt returner. SEC football tube, hoping we'll have a good running game on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to. You're going to have to run the football well to win. I mean, in this Mike Bobo offense especially, if we don't run the football well, it's going to be a long day. I mean, it's been the entire Will Muschamp era. Games where we run the football well, we win. Games where we don't, we lose. I mean, it's pretty simple. So, yeah, the running game is going to be major on Saturday. I know you don't have Marshawn Lloyd, but you've got enough capable bodies back there, I think, to where you can get a consistent running game going and a good enough running game to work off some play action and just move the football in general. So, yeah, you're going to have the running game on Saturday, though. Michael Harmon, who do you think will be the starting quarterback for the Georgia football game? I mean, right now I'm going to say Colin Hill. I mean, obviously he's got to stay healthy and everything. He's got to play well. And I mean, that's a long time from now. But I'm going to go Colin Hill right now. I mean, that's, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say anybody else. I'm going to go Colin Hill. Chad Smith, where is Josh Vann? Like I said, I have no idea, man. I have no clue where Josh Vann is. I don't know if it's a development thing, if it's just he's been surpassed on the depth chart kind of thing, but genuinely have no clue. SEC football too, who will be the best wide receiver this season? I mean, you got to go Shi Smith. I got to go Shi Smith. You got to think Shi Smith's going to ball out and break out and have his best year in Garnet Black. So, Dan Booth, do you see Dak Joyner playing on Saturday? Yes, I 110% do. How much he will play, I don't know. Like I said earlier, I hope he gets the ball 5 or 6 times. They need to get the ball in his hands. He's too good of an athlete not to touch it. H-Man 998, Bobo said Van was battling for 6th on the depth chart. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it either, man. Guy was a 4-star prospect out of the state of Georgia, highly regarded. I don't know what's happened. I'm not in the building. I can't say. Rob Smith, what's up with Shiloh Sanders? Haven't heard much on him. Yeah, so Shiloh's going to play. Shiloh's going to rotate in there at safety. I think he's going to play a lot. They have mentioned him a little bit. T-Rob and those guys, they've mentioned Shiloh a bit. So, yeah, he's going to play. He's going to factor in for sure. Matt Collins, any word on how our O-line is going to perform? So, I mean, you don't know until they take the field, right? You don't know how they're going to perform till they take the field on game day. And that was the thing last year is because I expect this O-line to be good this year, but that offensive line, they were so inconsistent last year. I mean, how do you shove around or at least hold your own with Alabama and Georgia, but you get bullied by Appalachian State? It didn't make any sense. So I think that O-line should be good for South Carolina. Again, I've talked about all offseason. That is the biggest positive for this Gamecocks offense, an offense that, listen, I expect them to struggle. I'm not going to lie to you. I expect them to struggle, but at least when you have a good offensive line, it opens up possibilities for you. You'd rather have a good offensive line and have question marks at all the other positions than have all these great players, but your offensive line be trash. Because if you don't have a good O-line, I don't care how much football changes, the games in the SEC and really college football in general are still won in the trenches. It still is won in the trenches. So if you can win at the point of attack, you can win line of scrimmage, it's going to help this offense out immensely. Dame Nico, Devontae Davis and Tyreek Johnson are upperclassmen being passed by freshmen in the rotation for D-line. Is it because the freshmen are good or them bad? I mean, it's tough to say, man. Again, we're not in the building. I think the freshmen they're bringing in are really good, though. But and those two guys have battled injuries, too. I know Tyreek Johnson specifically. So, it can be a mix of different things. So, it really just depends on what it is. John Rice and Dog, nice shirt. Indeed. Big insider guy. Chad Smith, which offensive and defensive players are you most excited to see? Offense, Shi Smith. I mean, outside of Colin Hill, because I'm just intrigued to see what Colin Hill does. I want to see Shi Smith as wide receiver 1. And then defensively, most excited to see probably Zach Pickens. Zach Pickens, the jump from year 1 to year 2. I think he makes the biggest jump of guys from year 1 to year 2. I think he's going to be a beast this year. Brad Perkle, no new news on Brooks. There's nothing new on Jalen Brooks. I got to hope he's cleared. I don't know. SEC football, too, going to be a fun week on the channel. Game week shows, podcast, making fun of Tennessee. Absolutely. Check out SEC football too. My guy, very excited, man. It's here. Game week is here. Thank goodness. Thank goodness we got it. H-Man 998. This might be the most hyped I've ever been to have Gamecock football back given the unusual circumstances. Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's just at this point using perspective, just grateful to have Gamecock football back in our lives for sure. Preston White, if you fire Muschamp, do you hire Bobo or search elsewhere? I think 100% you search elsewhere. You clean house if you fire Muschamp. SEC football too. Feels like the week before Christmas. The hype is real. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know how I'm going to sleep Friday night. It's going to be one of those things. I never sleep. Well, I sleep well, but you're always giddy. You know what I mean? You're always fired up the night before game day. So, man, it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a fun Saturday. Obviously, I'm excited to watch all the other SEC games too. There's a lot of great games Saturday, and I love the fact we have the night game, not just for the simple fact of having a night game, but we get to sit there and watch SEC football all day. So there's a lot of good games before South Carolina. I'm really excited to watch, and I'm just happy it's back, man, for sure. Matt Collins, any word on how long Marshawn Lloyd is going to be out? He is out for this entire season. He is missing the entire season, so which is unfortunate, and thank you for reminding me, but he's out for the season. So, again, taking you guys' questions, comments, whatever it may be. Appreciate you all tuning in. Again, obviously, I'm very excited for game day. Extremely excited. Things are really rolling full speed ahead. Like I said, if you looked at my schedule, it is nuts right now, which is great. I mean, it's just content. So I'm honestly jacked up about it. H-Man 998, let's be honest, college football doesn't really start until the SEC plays. I'd agree. I mean, really. I mean, it's been, it has been fun to watch these other leagues, these other games, whatever. But yeah, I mean, the real football starts this weekend. Football season really gets kicked off this weekend. I agree. Joshua Coker, what's South Carolina's record this season, do you think? I'm not budging off my preseason prediction for the record. I've got 3-7. Again, I'm not budging off of that. Even with the announcement with Colin Hill, that doesn't change my prediction at all. So I'm going to stick with 3-7. Christian Brown, do you think Ryan will come in at all on Saturday? I think barring injury to Colin Hill, or unless he throws 3 picks in the first half, which fingers crossed that does not happen, I think this is Colin Hill's game. I think that, the coaching staff, Bobo, Muschamp, they made it very clear. This is Colin Hill's game. So, no, I do not think – because here's the thing. I mean, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to see Ryan Hilinski play week 1. Do you know why I don't want to see Ryan Hilinski play week 1? Because quarterback battle is one thing, but we will have a full-fledged quarterback controversy if something like that happens, which competition's a great thing. Controversy, not so much. So I hope to see Colin Hill play well. And again, like I said, I think barring injury, he's going to be in there the entire game. But you never know. You never know what might happen. But I think Colin Hill's going to play that full game out. Yurik, what's up? Yurik Jones, what's good, my guy? How's everything going? I see you got them boys balling out on your team. You guys are 2-0. I saw it this morning. Let's see. SEC football, too. The Big 12 is a big pile of shit. Same with the ACC. We get to see a real conference this weekend. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Like I said, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. It is game week. I'm very, very excited taking your questions here. If you do want to call in, you want to text in 843-790-3377. Again, man, it's game week. I'm very excited. The podcast, by the way, if you didn't tune in, the podcast dropped this morning, episode 279. I kind of just gave my intro to game week, talked about Colin Hill being named QB1, but also Mike Matulis on the show, former Gamecocks offensive lineman. That was a phenomenal interview, phenomenal conversation. Mike, actually a really funny guy. Actually a very, very funny guy. So a lot of Spurrier stories. The guy does a great Spurrier impression as well. Awesome. Just awesome. That's definitely one you want to check out. Dylan McAllister, don't understand why people so mad over Hill winning the quarterback job. Hilinski didn't really prove himself to me last season. I'm the only one that feels that. No, you're not. I mean, listen, I'm grateful for what Ryan did last year. I thought Ryan played some really good football. He played some bad football at times. He was a true freshman. You get that. But, yeah, I mean, listen, Ryan, and when you're talking the SEC, Yurik Jones, you're in the chat. You can attest to this. You're talking SEC. It's competition. If you don't like competition, don't play at a school like that. It is competition constantly, no matter the position you're at, but especially at quarterback. They're always bringing in the guy to replace you. When you're at a school, they're recruiting your replacement 24/7, 365. That's what they're doing. And Ryan Hilinski, again, played good football last year, but he did nothing that would tell you coming in this season that he's just 110%. He cannot be dethroned from the starting quarterback job. That's just not how it works. So, I guess I understand somewhat people's frustration because, and I talked about this on the podcast, fans want to invest in their guy, and especially with Ryan's backstory and his family stuff and stuff like that, I totally understand. We're all rooting for him. But me, at the end of the day, again, I don't have one side or the other. I told you guys that 100 times. I just want to win football games. Play the guy that gives you the best chance to win football games. That's all it comes down to for me. If this coaching staff feels like it's Colin Hill, great. If they feel like it's Hilinski, great. If they feel like it's Doty, great. Fantastic. And you know what? I saw this as well, and this is another good point. I thought, this could be a great thing for Ryan Hilinski. He was thrown in the fire last year. For him to get a season to develop, to learn from a veteran, that could be a really good thing. For him to learn from Mike Bobo, it can only be a positive. I could see that as being a major positive. So as long as he takes this the right way, which I think he will, listen, think about what the kid's been through in his life. He's going to battle. He's a warrior. He's going to battle adversity. Ryan will be fine. He will be fine. So he's going to be okay. We're going to be good. It is only a positive that we have competition at the quarterback position. It's only a positive. So Christian Brown, there's been no announcement on who running back one is. I think right now, though, it is Kevin Harris, but they haven't made an official announcement. I wonder if they'll drop a depth chart tomorrow. I have no idea, though. Yurik Jones, we will beat Tennessee. There you go. You heard it here first. There you go. Attaboy, Yurik. Crystal ball prediction. H-Man 9-8. I'm just glad we have two very mature quarterbacks that understand the situation. Yeah, I mean, it's only a positive in my mind. SEC football tube. South Carolina versus Tennessee is a very exciting game in the SEC. Win or lose, I believe it will be a close game that can go truly either way. But I got the Gamecocks winning at home 27-24. Could definitely see it playing out that way. SEC football tube again. Tennessee beat Muschamp for the first time in school history, and they now think they are light years ahead of us. Keep giving us more reason to make fun of you, UT Junior, please. Let's see. Yeah. So somebody just texted me to your comment. This is a big game for both programs. I mean, I know South Carolina fans love to shit on Tennessee, and I get why. Their fans are absurd. Their fans are ridiculous. But this is a big game for both programs. I mean, you've been ahead of Tennessee for so long. You see the momentum Jeremy Pruitt and those guys have on the recruiting trail. They beat you last year. And here's the unfortunate fact of it. Tennessee's got more pull nationally as a program. They just do because of their history, their tradition. They've won a national title, whatever. So they're going to get the benefit of the doubt before South Carolina does. So all it's going to take is Tennessee to win this one this year, and they've won 2 in a row, and people are going to say Tennessee's ahead of South Carolina. Versus for South Carolina, it takes Carolina twice as long. It takes Carolina twice as long to get that type of recognition, that type of credit. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the fact. So it's a big game for both programs. South Carolina, you got to wash out the nasty taste of 4-8 from last year. You need to get this season off to a good start. And we talked all season. I think this is the most important game of the 2020 season. It's going to set the tone for the entire season. And then for Tennessee on the flip side, listen, Tennessee's trying to get back to being an elite program. They're trying to compete with Florida, with Georgia at the top of the SEC East. And I'll just say this, if you're a Tennessee fan and that's your goal, you can't realistically lose to South Carolina and justify that you're headed in that right direction. So it's a huge, huge game for both programs, man. It really, really is. So, and it's one of the things that's going to make this game so intriguing. So, Adam Ritter, Carolina Panthers season is done. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long year for the Panthers for sure. Adam Ritter, would you be ranting if we lose like you did for NC last year? No, I don't think so, because you'll hear my prediction later this week, but I thought we were going to blow out North Carolina. I think that's where a lot of that came from. So I don't know that we're going to get any epic rants this year. You never know, but I don't know. I'm not going to bank on it. Who knows? I'm not going to rule anything out either, though. Christian Brown, do you think our O-line will be any good this year? Yes, I do. I expect the offensive line to be very, very good this year. I really do. I think they're going to be the strength of the offense. Let's see, H-Man 998. I think if we lose to Tennessee and Kentucky, it would be hard to justify keeping the current coaching staff 2 massive games. Yeah, I mean, listen, all the credit I give to especially Kentucky, I give them a lot of credit. If you lose to Tennessee and Kentucky, because if you lose those 2 games, you're going 3-7. You are. You're going to hit my prediction. You're going to go 3-7. How can you justify you're on the right path as a program if you lose those games and you do go 3-7? How can you? I mean, just how? How can you justify? Because I know people, maybe some people are going to want to use in the whole built-in COVID excuse and this year being crazy. Well, everybody's playing with that, bro. Everybody's playing with that. And in year 5 of Will Muschamp, if you go 3-7, if you lose to Kentucky in year 5 of Will Muschamp, I mean, it's just, I don't know how you're going to justify things are headed in the right direction. I really don't. I know some people will try to, but I don't know how you can. I really don't. SEC football, too. I feel like the advantage might be on the outside in this one. Yeah, we'll see. I think South Carolina defensively matches up well as far as their DBs against Tennessee's wide receivers. But the line of scrimmage is where this game will be won and lost, man. I mean, Tennessee, the graphic, the image has been floating around. Tennessee with 4 5-star players on its offensive line, and its 5th offensive lineman is a 6-year senior. So you cannot get shoved around all day and expect to win this football game. You absolutely cannot. So you got to win up front. The game's going to come down to winning the trenches for sure. SEC football too. I think we'll go 1-1 with Kentucky and UT. Yeah, I mean, I could certainly see that for sure. This Tennessee game's massive though, man. Like I said, I've said all off season. I don't think anybody's argued with me either. Argued the point. This is the most important game of the 2020 season. It is. It's going to set the tone. It's going to set the tone for the entire year. You've got to win this one. You've got to find a way at home, too. I know you're not going to have 80,000 inside of Willie B, but at home, you have to find a way to win this game. You just have to. You just have to. So, we'll see if they can. And 20,000 inside Willie B, I think people underestimate how loud 20,000 can get. I really do. Carbine Plays says 4-6 with losses to Florida, Kentucky, A&M, Auburn, LSU, and Georgia. Yeah, I could certainly see that. I really could. I could certainly see that result for sure. So let's see here. Like I said, taking your questions, 843-790-3377. If you want to call in, text in, you want to leave your comments, whatever it may be. Hope you guys are doing fantastic on a Monday, the first Daily Crow in a game week. The first, it really, again, feels like the kickoff of the Daily Crow. Last week, kind of playing around with it, whatever, testing some stuff out. This is the official beginning, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. Brother, thoughts on Des Kitchings? I mean, good running backs coach. I mean, I think he was a solid pickup, solid hire, good recruiter. We'll see how the running backs fare this year. I don't think you upgraded going from Thomas Brown to Des Kitchings by any means, but hey, overall, solid. I think a good hire for sure. Let's see. Adam Ritter, do you see Coach Boom coming back for his sixth season if we lose on Saturday? The fire Coach Boom still will start back up. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to not come back because they lose one game. So he's not going to not come back because they lose one game. Oh, also really quickly, by the way, on a separate note, because people talking about the Daily Crow, whatever, I am planning, I don't know if I'll call it the Daily Crow, if I'll just go live, but I'm planning on going live on game day. So probably 2 hours before kickoff, I'll go live for like an hour-long Q&A, whatever, pregame. And then I'm planning on going live immediately post-game. No matter what. It could get dangerous, I know, but hey, whatever. I think that's going to be a thing. Don't hold me to it. But I really want to make that a thing because I know it'd be fire content, honestly. I know it'd be crazy taking the questions after the game. But, yeah, I think that might also be a thing as well. SEC football too, man. I appreciate you, obviously. Derek, great show. Can't wait to see what we've been waiting for since last November. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's finally here. It's honestly crazy that it's finally here, and I'm excited and pumped and just grateful, man. I'm just grateful that we're getting this. That we're getting game week. We're getting kickoff. Thank God. Here's a good question. Joe Anders, what kind of start would it take for you and the percentage of the fan base that despises Will to actually give him some credit? Well, first off, I don't despise Will Muschamp. I just want to win football games. It's again, people take it so personally in the sense of you say fire a guy and it's like you hate the man. I don't despise him on a personal level. I just don't think he's the guy for the job to get South Carolina to the heights that we all so hope we can get to, that we can get back to. I don't think he's that guy. It's not nothing personal. I don't despise the guy. Like I've said before, you go 5-5 or better this season, and I will at least give Muschamp credit in the sense that, hey, that's enough for me to say that, it was a positive season. Let's see what happens in year 6. I don't despise Will Muschamp. I mean, obviously, the better if you can get off to if you can go 3-2 through the first 5 games, I'll tip my cap to you. I mean, I'll feel very good about the prospects of the season. Absolutely. But it's just so funny to see the narrative. I don't despise. Well, that's such a strong word. I don't hate the man. It's nothing personal. But when you're making over $4 million a year, we need to see results. We have to. So I'll give him credit when we go win football games. How about that? 5-5 or better, I'll give him credit 100%. I've already said I'm going to write him an apology note if we go 5-5 or better. So there you go. To answer your question, 5-5 or better. Give me 5 wins or more. H-Man 998. Athletic department said they will lose $56 million this season. That's the only thing that makes me question whether or not they would fire Muschamp. Yeah, I've said before, I think because of the economic ramifications, unless we go 0-10, if we go 2-8 or worse, maybe, but I just highly doubt they'd pull the trigger unless it comes from a booster or something, or a donor, or somebody wants to pony up and say, hey, we're going to take care of this. I doubt the school does it. So whatever. Let's see. Hold on. We got a couple of questions. Yeah, Ritter, I don't see us going 0-10 either. I was just kind of making the point. Elizabeth Ballard, if we go 3-7, do you think Tanner should go back to baseball? He's never going back to baseball, so just forget that. Just forget that it's even mentioned. He's not going back to the dugout. WB Protham, any idea what Champ's buyout is? At the end of the season, it'll be $13 million. It'll be $13 million at the end of the season. Somebody just texted me, while I'm excited Gamecock football is back, I feel nervous and am anxious if I am about to go to the operations room on Saturday. Give me some confidence here. I mean, yeah, some confidence. I mean, the defense should be really, really good. You do have a good offensive line. I think there may be more weapons than I've been given credit. You have Mike Bobo, who's a proven OC in his own right, and he has his quarterback in Colin Hill. We'll see. We'll see beyond that. But really, the optimism should come from the defense. The defense should be really good. I mean, really, there will be no excuse for the defense to not be really, really good this year. So if you're going to pull confidence from anywhere, I think the defense should be really good. Carbine plays 5-5 was my, quote, feeling good prediction. I could see – listen, there's a path to 5 wins. I think there's even a path to 6 wins, as crazy as that sounds. But I'm not picking it. I'm show me. I'm in show me mode. After last year, I picked South Carolina to go 7-5. You went 4-8. Show me this year. I'd rather be wrong in the sense that we overachieve versus underachieve from my expectations and from my predictions. So – Bobby Patterson, dude, was going to message and share this bit. My 4-year-old freaked out when I listened to the pod this morning. As the intro is apparently my favorite song in the world, Go Carolina. He gets it. Indeed. Love that. He definitely gets it. You're raising him right. You're raising him right for sure. Again, taking your questions, 843-790-3377. If you want to text in, if you want to call in, be my guest. That is the number to do so. Also, if you just want to comment, you can leave your questions here. First of many today. This is the first of many, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. We're going to be doing this every single day. I know the conversation is going to be electric, so appreciate you guys tuning in. Carbine plays A&M upset. I could see it. Listen, you got them at home. A&M's a very good team. They're going to be favored to beat you, but I could see South Carolina pulling that upset off. I mean, we're overdue for it. You're due for it for sure. Haven't beat them in 6 years. That's a streak I'd love to see us snap for sure. H-Man 998. T-Rob has done wonders with that defense when you compare 2019 to 2018. Well, when you think about 2018, the entire defense was hurt. So that had a lot to do with it. That had pretty much everything to do with it. The entire – I mean, you remember the Clemson game? South Carolina was playing like 8 freshmen. I mean, it's just no team can withstand injuries like that. There's no team that could deal with the type of injury South Carolina had in 2018. So, yeah, I mean, for what they had, yeah, they did a great job in 2018. But, yeah, you're definitely going to be better when you have your actual team healthy. So, but I just, I want to see that defense take the next step, man. You have so much talent. I want to see that defense take the next step. I really do. I want to see them go from being – because, like I said, I understand that the defense was better than I gave them credit early on last year, because when you look beyond the numbers, you have to look at South Carolina's offensive struggles and how bad, the defense was gassed, like you're saying. Yes, Chad Herring, our D was gassed, our offense was 3 and out. Yeah, I mean, I've said this stat before. South Carolina, 20 seconds is the key number. South Carolina averaged 20 seconds between plays offensively, which was first in the SEC and like 6th nationally. That's great and all, except for the fact we didn't get first downs and we didn't score touchdowns. So you were putting your defense in terrible positions. But even with that being said, I think South Carolina was 12th in the league in pass defense. That just can't happen. With the guys you have on the roster, you can't have that. So I think the numbers will take a big jump, but we've got to see the defensive statistics take a big jump this year. We have to. We just have. You're too good. You've recruited too well. You have too much talent on that side of the ball not to take a major jump and be a strength for this team, for sure. Carbine plays, who would we hire if we fire Muschamp? I mean, I know a lot of people have been throwing around the Billy Napier name. I say get Les Miles out of Kansas, man. Get him out of there. I've said this before. I'd love Joe Brady from the Panthers. I just want a young offensive mind, forward-thinking offensive head football coach. Let him bring in a DC, but give me a young offensive mind, a guy who's going to come in and build, be forward-thinking, like I said, with the offense. And obviously, he's got to be willing to bust his ass recruiting. I mean, that's any you can't get a job as a coach if you're not willing to recruit. I mean, that's bottom line. So, H-Man 998. I'm hoping the new strength coach makes a difference on the injury department. We've had some bad luck, to state it mildly. Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy. I mean, I've talked with former players on my show. I just had Caleb Kinlaw on, and he was talking about it because we were talking about that 2018 season. And I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, as far as you want to call it bad luck, you want whatever you want to call it, South Carolina has been absolutely snake bitten. Will Muschamp has been snake bitten. So, Joe Anders, who do you think will play in the SEC championship game this year? So I had Georgia, Alabama at first. I've still got Alabama there, obviously, but Georgia with all the quarterback stuff, it's tough, man, because I know everybody's picking Florida. I'm going to stick with Georgia. I think that defense, man, they probably have the best defense in the entire country. I'm going to stick with Georgia to win the SEC East. So I think it'll be Georgia, Alabama. And I had Georgia beating Alabama to win the SEC. Until I see something from that quarterback, I've got to change my pick and go Alabama winning the SEC. I just, it's a fool's errand to bet against Nick Saban. It really is. It's you're not going to get rich betting against Alabama. I'm not going to do it in the SEC title game. Give me the Crimson Tide to beat Georgia in the SEC title game. Somebody just texted, let's hope Cade Mays doesn't get cleared by the SEC. I think he's already cleared. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty damn sure he got cleared. I mean, again, I could be wrong, I guess, but let's see here. Deion Sanders. How about that being a head coach? Wow. Unreal. Let's see. We should have Will Muschamp's presser tomorrow. So we've got that going as well. So a lot of good stuff upcoming. H-Man 998. Oh, Florida versus Auburn in the SEC title. That's a bold take for sure. That is a very much a bold take. So I mean, who knows? I mean, I could see Florida getting there. I really could see Florida getting there. Depends on how Kyle Trask plays, and you got to beat Georgia. Chad Herring, he's cleared. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was about to say, unless I missed something, I'm pretty sure I saw he was cleared. So, yep, pretty sure I saw he was cleared. But that Tennessee game, I mean, I'm going to obviously break it down. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to break it down later this week, but I mean, certainly one of the big keys to the game is going to be the trenches, the line of scrimmage. I mean, Cade Mays is a guy, 5-star. I mean, they've got talent all over the offensive line. There's no question. There's no denying that. So, yeah, it's going to come down to the battle in the trenches, man. Chad Herring, what's up with all this hype with Kentucky? Dude, line of scrimmage. They're really good on the line of scrimmage. They get Terry Wilson back at quarterback. They have weapons on the offense. And defensively, I mean, dude, here's the thing. Kentucky is a little bit getting the benefit of the doubt because Mark Stoops has gotten that program to the point where he's built a certain type of culture. He's recruited players that fit his system, what they want to do at Kentucky. And so they're getting a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but they have good players, bro. Offensive, defensive lines. They should have some of the best lines in the entire country. Again, you have the return of Terry Wilson. I'm going to say his name wrong, but Kavosky Smoke or Kovacy Smoke or the Smoke kid, the running back, he's a really good player. They've got some skill position guys outside who should be decent. Obviously, they got to replace Lynn Bowden, but defensively, they have recruited well and they have developed. Kentucky has developed extremely well. That's the difference between Kentucky and South Carolina. Mark Stoops has done a fantastic job developing the talent he's brought on campus. So let's see. Somebody texted, is it normal to be as let down as I am about highly anticipated Doty being moved to wide receiver? I mean, it's just annoying, I think, more than anything. I mean, listen, I want to see Doty on the field and everything, and I hope he contributes, but it's annoying because I think we're all really high on him to play quarterback, and to see him being moved and to see another quarterback get moved to wide receiver, it's just like, come on, man. Really? It's absurd. It feels absurd. So, yeah. So, H-Man 998 Kentucky is a dark horse, but they have a brutal schedule. I mean, everybody's got a brutal schedule this year. You're playing 10 conference games. Everybody has a brutal schedule. So, Chad Herring, we didn't score a lot on them, but I feel like we handled them fine. You're talking about Kentucky. Yeah, South Carolina took care of business last year against Kentucky, but they also didn't have Lynn Bowden playing quarterback, thank God, because y'all all know how well we've done with Wildcat quarterbacks. So the game, I mean, and here's the thing. I talked about the Kentucky game. When you look back, and this is why I'm picking it as a loss, go look. I challenge any of you tuned in, go look at the history of the games of South Carolina and Kentucky in Lexington. Go look at those games. I challenge you to do that. Because South Carolina has never, ever, ever, ever in the history of their program, it seems, played well at Kentucky. Here, we got a call. Let's take it.
Daniel Stevens.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yo, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, Chris?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So what do you think about this Tennessee being top 15 team heading next Saturday?
What do I think about them being a top 15 team, you said?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think a lot of the rankings are skewed, obviously, because we have no Big Ten teams. So I think that's a lot of it. I mean, Tennessee, it's like I said, I mean, they're getting the benefit of the doubt, unfortunately, just because they're a program with tradition and history. And, do I think they're a little overrated? Yeah. Yeah, I think they're a little bit overrated. But I look at it more as a positive. I mean, South Carolina has the opportunity to beat a ranked team at home to start the year. I mean, you talk about washing out that nasty taste of last year. That would be one hell of a way to start the season. So, I mean, is Tennessee really the 15th best team in the country? I don't think so. I really don't. But, hey, I mean, bring it on, man. Like I said, I think that'd be awesome to start the year off with a ranked win. So,
yeah, I feel. So, say we beat Tennessee convincingly, and then week 2, who we got week 2? We got Florida. Right?
Yeah, Florida.
So, say we beat them. Do you think we get in the top 25 at least?
Oh yeah, if you beat Tennessee and Florida, you're ranked for sure. Yeah, because then you're going to beat Vandy week 3. But yes, after you beat Tennessee, and if you beat them both, yeah, I would say you're 100% ranked for sure.
All right, Chris. Well, I appreciate you taking my call. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Go Cox.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for the call. Yeah, like I said, if you guys want to call in, 843-790-3377. Let's see. Derek, yeah, exactly. How did they get 15? Like I said, I just think the rankings are weird, man. You don't have the Big Ten in the polls right now. And so realistically, if the Big Ten was in the poll, you'd see Tennessee being a fringe top 25 team. So is that fair? I mean, listen, they won like 6 in a row to end the year last year. They're riding that momentum. And again, I think people are giving Tennessee the benefit of the doubt. So it is what it is. Like I said, I just love that you have the opportunity to get a ranked win at home to start the season. Philip Carter Harris. Do you think Muschamp gets a jail out of God, I can't read today. Do you think Muschamp gets a get out of jail free card if we only win a couple of games due to the pandemic, or is he on the hot seat regardless? I think he's on. If you go 3-7, dude, I mean, he's going to be on the hot seat. I really think here's the thing. If you go worse than 5-5 this year, he's going to be on the hot seat either way, I think. I mean, 2021 is just going to be an ultimate prove it or get out of town year. I mean, it really is. It'll be year 6. I talked about this a little bit with Mike Gillespie of ABC Columbia here when I had him on the show a few weeks ago. And, I mean, he made the point. It's like the more games Muschamp wins this year, the less he has to win next year. And I kind of get his sentiment in the sense, if you win 5 or 6 this year, you can win 7 in 2021 and still have your job. But if you go 3-7 this year, I mean, really, honestly, I think if you don't win 8 games in 2021, he's going to be fired. I mean, it's just bottom line. You're going to see a huge jump in that case. So, yeah, I mean, let's see. H-Man 998. ESPN has Muschamp as the hottest hot seat in college football. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Somebody asked if we beat UT, is Pruitt back on the hot seat? I'll say no. I'll say no just because there's a whole season left and he's not on the hot. I would say no. Adam Ritter. So overall 2021 Coach Boone will be back. I'm expecting he will be back. I'm expecting that he will be back. So Rob Smith, we could very, very possibly start out 3-0. Man, I'll tell you this. If we start out 3-0, I will eat my damn hat. I really will. I will eat my hat, bro. There will be nobody happier than me. Trust me. Nobody will be happier. Adam Ritter, if Boone gets fired, Tanner should join him. Hey, we'll see with Bob Castlin. That's the wild card in all this. Donnie Walkoff, I don't understand why everyone is blowing Tennessee. Nothing about them scares me. Here's the thing. What scares me about this game is more just about us, the problems we have. And I'll say this. I talked shit on Tennessee going in the game last year. I thought there was no position they were better than South Carolina at. I really genuinely believe that, and they kicked the shit out of us. So I'm going to be very cautious to talk shit on Tennessee this week. Because again, whatever happened last year, they beat the hell out of us that second half. So I'm gonna be very cautious to talk shit on them this year. H-Man998 live stream you eating the hat. I will do so. I will get a fork and a knife and eat this damn hat. So Courtney Graddick, are we having a season this year? Well, seeing as kickoff is in 5 days, yeah, I would say we are. So 110%, we are having a season, full steam ahead. For show. Let's see. We got about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes left. 843-790-3377. If you do want to call in, if not, just leave your comments and your questions here. Little quick tidbit. Hold on. What is this? Oh, the count. Oh, okay. Count now. Quick tidbit. Kai Kroger named starting punter by Will Muschamp. So for those of you interested, who was going to take over for Joe Charlton, there you go. So there you go. Philip Carter Harris, if Muschamp and staff are fired at the end of the season, how does that affect the Gunnar Stockton commitment? Is he coming because of Bobo Muschamp, or does he want to be a Gamecock? So listen, a lot of people have this question. A lot of people's comments are you can't fire Bobo or Muschamp because then you'll lose Gunnar Stockton. My first comment to that sentiment, I mean, listen, I want Gunnar Stockton to come here. No doubt. I mean, there's no question. I want Gunnar Stockton to come here. But one recruit ain't worth keeping a bad head coach. I don't give a damn who the recruit is. It ain't worth keeping him. If you don't think Muschamp's the guy, you don't keep him because of one prospect. Okay. Number two, I feel like people forget Gunnar Stockton has a great relationship with the Shaw family. I mean, he grew up a Gamecock fan because of Connor Shaw. His head coach is Jabo Shaw. I feel fully confident South Carolina could keep Gunnar Stockton, even if they move on from Will Muschamp and Mike Bobo. Now, he might decommit. He might reopen his recruitment. But I think they could still keep him. I really do. And again, one prospect is not worth keeping a bad head coach. If you think the Will Muschamp's not the guy, you don't just keep him for the sake of one recruit. I'm sorry. You just don't do it. H-Man998, why do you think Muschamp recruits so well despite the record? He's a great recruiter. And he's a likable guy. He's a very likable guy. I mean, I think of when Will Muschamp goes into kids' homes and he meets their parents, and he's a very likable person. He really, really is. And like he said when he took the job, he can sell ice to an Eskimo. Apparently he can in some instances. So, I think that has a lot to do with it. I think, again, just him being a likable guy, though, I think that's a big thing for him. Courtney Graddick, how many games do we play since we're starting this late? We're playing 10 games, 10-game schedule. Rob Smith, I'm not too high on Muschamp as a coach, but he is getting us some talent. Absolutely. And that's the part, though, to me that makes it even more inexcusable if you don't get the job done. I mean, you're getting this type of talent on campus. There's no excuse not to win games. You know what I mean? You're getting this type of talent. You got to win football games. You got to win football games. So can they do it? We will see. Again, you got about 5 minutes, 843-790-3377. Somebody just texted in, where is Zaquandre White? Does he crack the two deep? Right now, I don't think he cracks the two deep just because he battled that hamstring injury throughout fall camp, but he's going to play a lot. He's going to be in the top 3 or 4 rotation. He's going to be out there. It seems like since he's been healthy, they really like what they've seen from him. So I think he's going to be in the rotation. He's certainly going to play. I think right now, though, Kevin Harris and Deshaun Fenwick are your top 2, but you've got plenty of bodies, man. You got those 2 guys, Zaquandre Wright, Rashad Amos has impressed the coaches. So you've got plenty of bodies in that backfield to make a positive impact this year for sure. Let's see. Kentucky released their depth chart. Of course, we haven't released ours yet. So, of course, we haven't. Let's see. Somebody says, would you keep Muschamp for a Lawrence or Burrow level talent? Well, I mean, technically, Gunnar Stockton could be that guy. And he's the number one rated dual threat quarterback in the country. He's the highest rated quarterback commit we've ever had. He'd be the highest rated signee, obviously. He could be that guy. So, H-Man 9-8, you can bring in a team full of 5 stars, but if you don't win games, it doesn't matter. 110% agree. Recruiting is only half the battle. You got to be able to put that talent on the field, utilize it, develop it, and win ball games. Rob Smith, what's your thoughts on the new uniforms? I'm loving the throwback look. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see an official video with everything kind of together. I'm gonna reserve judgment because I'm gonna have comments. But I'm gonna wait until we actually get the full video. Savannah Webster, busy day. Anything new going on? Any word about the UT COVID issues? It sounds like Tennessee will be fine. It sounds like they've recovered. They'll be fine, whatever. Busy day for yours truly, though. Again, we got the Daily Crow Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. New podcast drop. The daily podcasts are back. Event tonight at 6 o'clock, 6 until they close, really, at Overtime Bar and Grill. If you guys are in the local Columbia area want to come out, $4 sangrias, $3.50 Long Island iced teas. You can bring your kids. It's 18 and up. It's a family-friendly establishment until 10 o'clock, which I feel like a lot of people maybe don't know that. It's down the street from Williams-Brice Stadium, so I've got the address and stuff on social media. Be sure to check it out. Going to be a good time. Going to be a real, kind of like a kickoff event, but a real laid-back type of thing, just hanging out, playing some pool, watching some football, having some drinks, eating some food, whatever. It's going to be a really, really cool, fun thing. Also in the works right now of planning a watch party. It's for the Tennessee game. It's either going to be there or it's going to be at a different place in the Vista. I've already talked to my buddy about, but I've got to figure that out and iron out the details tonight. So again, you guys just stay tuned. Again, a lot going on. I've got interviews out the ass to do, which is a great thing. Got some big-time guests upcoming. One particularly, I've got a guy coming to the studio Wednesday that big time. I mean, it's a big interview. It's a very big interview, so I'm very excited for it. Got just about 3 minutes or so here, taking a couple more questions. Young Judah, who wins the battle between Tennessee D-line and USC's offensive line? I think South Carolina can hold their own. I know Tennessee's strong on the D-line, but I think South Carolina can hold their own. The bigger matchup to me is South Carolina's D-line against Tennessee's O-line. That's going to be the big one. But you got to hold your own at the point of attack. You got to hold your own at the line of scrimmage in this game to win, for sure. H-Man 9-8, since we played Georgia late, unfortunately, they won't have as many suspended players as Spurrier would say. Agree 110%. Derek, that interview on Wednesday, will it be on the noon show? No. So I don't think I'm really going to do interviews on this. I think this is going to be strictly just Q&A. This is going to be just a Q&A thing. This is really for you guys. This is for the fans because, again, I mean, obviously, everybody's going to have their opinions, their take, their feedback once the game, like once we have after Saturday, this thing will be lit on Monday. I already know that for a fact. But no, the interview is going to be for the podcast. So the interviews for the podcast are going to be Monday, Thursday, as they've always been. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to have shorter, quick hitter shows on those days. Interviews will still be on Monday, Thursday, but it'll be an interview for the podcast. Yes. WB Prothman over under 100 yards rushing for USC. Boy, that is a big number. I got to say over. I mean, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance if you don't rush for over 100 yards in this game. I'm going to say over. So, H-Man, appreciate you tuning in, brother, as always. Colin God, I'm going to butcher your last name, my guy. Colin McMahon, 241. Who do you think the starting O-line is? I think going left to right, it is going to be probably Wanham. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Just listen off. You're going to have Wanham and Douglas at center, or Douglas will be at center. You're going to have Wanham. You're going to have Sedarius Hutcherson, obviously, at one of the guards. You're going to have, I think, Justin Turnantine might play. I have to look at the depth chart. They haven't released the depth chart yet. And I just can't believe I'm just drawing a blank right now for offensive linemen. But Eric Douglas is going to be your starting center. Sedarius Hutcherson is going to be one of your big guards. Dylan Wanham is probably going to be your left tackle. And then the right side of your line, you're looking at, I think, like I said, Jasmine Turnantine is going to be one of the guys. why am I drawing a blank right now? Whatever. I'll figure this out. Derek, podcast is the Spurs Up Show. Podcast is the Spurs Up Show, not the Daily Crow. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Happy Monday. Check out the podcast. We'll do it again soon. We'll do it tomorrow, 12 to 1. See ya.